Hi, everybody. Hello. So I am in a totally different room in my house tonight. If you guys noticed the different background, but I hope you guys are having a good night. Tuesday. So we're doing Business Tarot Tuesday. I'm going to pop this up so that anybody that's like scrolling along can see what's happening. And as you arrive, if I'm live when you come upon this, then go ahead and comment if you want to do a reading tonight. And the way that this works, if you guys are new to me, is we're doing readings about business topics. So, business topics might be a question specifically that you have about your business, it might be some kind of question related to money. Career is cool. We can pull career in. Every once in a while, we get people asking for readings about love or relationship. Not going to be the one to pull through the best information for you on that one, but go ahead and start dropping in the comments tonight if you're arriving and you want to get a reading. Oh, hi, Chantel. And what I'll do when we get to your turn is I'm going to really get tuned in to you and your energy. And I'm going to just pull through anything that I'm feeling with that. And I'll say it just out loud as I go. We'll tune into your question as well. And we will pull a card and just see what the card has to say. I want you to, as you have your turn come around, I'll actually ask you to invite in your spirit team, your guides, loved ones, anyone that might want to pull through a message for you. And that helps us get a better reading. I'll set the intention on my side as well. And we'll just see what the cards have to say. I do think that most of the time we can get a better read on the energy around a certain situation if you have a specific question. If not, then we can do just like a general business reading and I can just see what I'm pulling through, what I'm getting for you. We stay away from yes, no questions. It's not as fun with these readings. I do have my pendulum here. I was just doing a class on or a tutorial, I don't know what you would call it, on Facebook yesterday about doing pendulum readings for yourself within your business. And yeah, we'll dive into whoever's first. It looks like Chantel might be going first. You guys are going to see Solange in the comments. And so she helps keep the evening flowing right along. She tells me who's next. And she'll help you kind of by just instructing you with what to do each step of the way. Makes it really easy. So I'm so grateful for her help. So what you can do, guys, as you kind of continue to hop on tonight, and if you guys can share this as well, that helps get the word out to anybody that might be really wanting a reading tonight. But yeah, you guys can actually either join live. We do have links where if you guys want to have a bit of a longer experience or maybe do some coaching, that you can like hop on and then another video will appear just like on this side and we'll have a bit of a longer exchange. I love when that happens because connection is a huge value of mine. And I feel like we can go a lot deeper for anybody that's willing to hop on by video or even just by audio as well. And yes, you're welcome to stay in the comments as well, but it is just super fun. It is super fun if anybody ever wants to join. So we always hop people to the front of the line, like at times, like usually as the momentum starts picking up in the night, then we'll start to have a little bit of a line going. And so for anybody that's like, yes, I'll join you live, I'll join you on video, you just get to come right to the front and just join me on here and take part in the fun. But yes, I think we're starting with Chantel. And Chantel. So is Chantel staying in the comments? Chantel, tell me, I saw you said, yes, please. And so I wasn't sure if you're coming on video, if you're joining in the comments. So drop me a little note and let me know what you're doing. And then we'll start to dive in. It is a new moon tonight, you guys. And I was thinking, because I had some people, like my sister really over here for the full moon a few weeks ago. And I've been really paying attention and tracking my energy levels based on the cycles of the moon. And I've been noticing that I definitely have much more energy with the full moon, and I'm a lot more introspective. I'm a lot more tired during these times around the full moon. So I am very into like starting to track cycles for my energy. And I have like little charts on my iPad that look at the season, that look at the cycle of the moon. I'm breastfeeding, so I don't have a period right now to track that part of the cycle. But for once, I'm actually kind of like excited about something for it coming back, because usually you're just like, no, I don't want it back. But that's like a positive to look forward to. um, the link doesn't work in Messenger. Okay, so we're gonna dive in for Chantal. Oh, I think she's actually trying to join live. Awesome. So I will see if Chantal gets to come in. We'll give her like a few more minutes because I think the link wasn't working, and then we'll just have her be in the comments if not. So it looks like we're gonna do Justine and then Chantal. Yeah, let me know what questions you guys have about any of this. I am here to be a resource for you guys. But yeah, just stop or start getting in the queue if you guys are watching and you want to get in tonight. Okay, so Chantal, you're on YouTube now. You're on YouTube. Okay. Chantal, I think we're just going to keep you in the comments. Oh, she's here. She's here. Yay. I'm going to pull you in, Chantal. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
It worked. It worked. Yay.
Finally.
So,
yes, I had to like disconnect out of Messenger and then go in and get the link after it was closed off because it wasn't working.
well, I'm glad it worked. I'm glad you're here. What are we doing a reading about tonight?
Well, I just wanted a little bit more guidance on whether I should be focusing more on bringing clientele into the new spa that I started working at, or whether I should bring them into my home.
Oh, okay. Yes. I think we might actually do a little bit with the pendulum tonight, because I think that that's a really good pendulum question as well.
Okay.
Do you work with a pendulum at all?
I do, yeah. I use
Okay,
it a
cool.
lot during Reiki treatments to scan my clients to align their
Oh,
chakras. Yeah.
yes. So we might do a little bit of that. So between a spa and your home are the main things that you're looking at. We'll pull a card for it as well. But I
Yeah.
just want to tune into all the energy.
Well, I'm going to go into my healing room so that you can get the full energy.
Ooh, I love it. Okay,
Lots
good.
and lots of crystals.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Well, let's tune into you. Let's set a quick little intention.
Alrighty. And your hair color's beautiful. I can't get mine to stay like yours.
Thank you. I've tried a few different types of like the pigmented conditioners, and the one that I like the best is punky color, and I mix like the green and the blue because I did the expensive one, like the
Yeah.
viral, and I feel
Yeah.
like this one is like half the price and it works twice as good. So yeah, the punky color ones you got to use gloves though. It's so pigmented. I've messed up and
Oh,
got
I
my hands
know.
like really blue.
My hands were so blue this morning because I used the conditioner today. Actually, I used the viral shampoo and conditioner. But yeah, it's such a tough upkeep.
It's a lot. Okay, well, let's tune into you, okay?
All right.
So I want you, as I'm tuning in, Chantal, just to invite in any guides, any loved ones, if there's any like angels that you're working with specifically right now, invite them in on your side, and I'm gonna set the intention here, and then we'll see what we can tune into.
My little guy.
All right. Okay. I'm wondering if you've considered doing a little bit of a mix of both, like kind of like depending on the client. But what I'm seeing, like when I tune into your space, is like there's something coming in about the space that I see you working in has a lot of color. That it's a very colorful space. And so I feel like that's something that I'm getting, as well as there's a space that has like a little bit more airflow with windows. I'm not sure if either of the room has windows, but I feel like it's something about like a place for the energies just to escape. I mean, your energy feels really clear when I connect in with you in the room that you're in. But it's interesting, like it kind of was going back and forth when I was using the pendulum between the two. I'm going to pull a card from this deck as well.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. The room that I'm in, I've set up my Reiki bed, and the head of the bed is at the window.
Oh, it's by the window. Okay.
Yeah, it's right next to the window. Actually, I'll just give you a quick view. See?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you some of the cards that I pulled. This card came in, this like rainbow blessings card, and I was just connecting in with like the fresh air and like the view of this card. This page of water card is coming for you.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's the page of water, so it's talking about relationships and psychic abilities are the things that are actually tuning into me. There's something here about the way that you are going to be able to really tune into people's emotions during your healing sessions. And I'm going to mute you really quick just so I can tune in. Like I have my kids here as well, but I want to make sure that I can like I'm just going to mute it for a second, then I'll unmute you. Okay, Chantal? So there's something about the way that you are able to tune into emotions, and there's something that's opening up for you. So I just want you to be prepared that with all of these divine feminine activations that are coming in right now, that there is a lot that's shifting within you. There's a lot of upgrades within your DNA. And so I just want you to know that a big shift within you is coming. So to expect that your gifts are going to be opening up differently as well. Expect that. Are you able to? For some reason, I'm getting something about clear audience. Like, are you familiar with the different clairs? Yeah. Would you say the clear audience is one that you've connected with before? Yes. Okay. I just feel like there's more that's coming, specifically with the clear audience, with you being able to hear spirit or hear things specifically. They're saying it comes as whispers that I see you. I feel a lot of chills when I'm working right now and saying all of this. That it comes as whispers that as you're working with clients and you're in their auric field, that they're whispering things to you about the client. And I think they're saying she's been held back a little bit before. So I don't know if you given them the messages that you've received. Has that been a regular thing? Because okay, what I see you doing is really giving a lot of messages to people and actually making more space for it. I don't know if it's what it is about that part of it expanding, if you're sort of like basically advertising that it's like that more so now, like I'm going to give you messages and you're going to have a reading as well as doing a healing. But it seems like that piece of it, that there's an expansion that's happening with that part of it. And I think that it ends up being a shift within your business. I actually want you, as you're thinking about the rooms as well, to really think about the space and the energies in each of them, and know that the nature of your work is shifting. And yeah, it's actually interesting, kind of like just how I was like, oh, I'm going to kind of tune out just so I can hear spirit and pull it through. Because it's like, I have a 9-month-old and a 3.5-year-old. So like the kid noise is different, but I notice it's like sometimes when I'm trying to tune in, that there's a certain focus that I need, a certain frequency that I need to stay in. So I would just really keep that in mind between the two places that you're working in, of which space you're going to feel the most comfortable, really slipping into that. So like if you feel like you can like go into that space that you mentioned that you're working in that's outside the home, and that feels like you just like walk through a portal and you're there, then you do it. But I did see, like, I felt like the pendulum was going back and forth. I'm going to unmute you, but like my sense is that possibly depending on like the kind of session or offering, that I kind of see you like doing some here, some there, or maybe like certain days here and certain days there. So that's my sense that I'm getting. But how is that landing for you?
It's good, yeah. The Claire audience thing is, it's funny you brought that up because a couple years ago it came in really strong. I thought the TV kept coming on at night, and I literally had to tell them to stop because this was my rest time.
Oh,
So I
they
felt like I
backed
kind of
off.
put a bit of a block on there. It kind of made it stop. So I've really been working at just opening that up again and really listening. But I get messages really easily when I'm around people and when I'm healing people.
Good.
It comes in. My third eye is always open, like it's always there, and the intuition is really strong. And I've been working with that and just trusting it.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like that's definitely the feeling that I'm getting for you in terms of how your business is expanding and changing as well. Have you
Yeah.
asked them specifically, like, to bring the messages back that you're ready to hear things again?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Good. I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure, because you know how all of that works with the free will choice, which is a good thing, but sometimes I really have to remind myself of like, oh, I should just ask if I need help with that. I'm just gonna ask
Yeah.
the spirit team and they'll come through. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Well, does that make sense for you? I'm wondering with like the going back and forth, or like certain days being in different places. That's what I was seeing.
Yeah, like right now I'm maybe getting 1 or 2 days a week at the spa, but I'm really trying to open my home up for people that I know and that I can trust and feel where they can feel safe and I can feel safe. And the spa
Yes.
kind of more like for friends of friends and just strangers. So that's kind of
Mm.
what I'm.
Yeah, trust that. Trust that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel, I think that's landing as a truth, and so, and we were
Okay.
getting that same thing. Yeah, trust that.
Okay.
Well, thanks, Chantal.
Well, it was
Thank
nice
you.
to finally talk to you in person.
I know, we've just been like on Facebook and comments and Messenger. So good.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
hang out in the Prosperous Rebel group as well, because I'm putting a lot of different resources in there for business owners, people that are expanding their healing businesses. So there's going to be a lot more content rolling in there in the coming weeks.
I've got a little project that I just launched last week too.
Oh,
You know how
really?
yeah, it's actually a monthly subscription box. You know how like the Fab Fit, they have all these subscription boxes?
Yeah.
I'm doing one that's strictly metaphysical and it's all local entrepreneurs in my area. So
Oh, that's
actually,
cool.
I have a bunch
Oh,
of them here ready
yay.
to go. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Send
launch.
me the link. Send me the
Yes.
link once you have
Okay.
them ready, or if you have like pictures of what's in your boxes. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
I'm hoping to go like globally with this in the next few months. So, do you have an Instagram account?
I mostly am focused on Facebook. I have one, but I
Okay.
felt like when I came back from maternity leave, I just had to be kind of focused in on
Okay.
Facebook, and I have it live on YouTube because it's streaming simultaneously. But yeah,
Okay.
like send me anything, or like send me a DM and I'd love to see it.
Okay, and I just recently got a website up and going, so I will send you the link to that as well.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Congratulations. I'll talk
Thank
to you
you.
soon, Chantal.
All right, have a good evening. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello. Hi, Solange.
Hi.
I think
So,
Justine, right?
Jacqueline first, but
Oh, it's
yeah,
Jacqueline? Okay.
Jacqueline is first, yeah, and then Justine, yeah.
Okay.
They are staying both in the comments.
Okay. I'm looking for Jacqueline. Jacqueline. I'm not seeing the comment. Um,
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder
actually
where,
not there. What happened?
do you want to relay it to me?
I don't have the comment either. That's strange. it was there, and we were chatting, and she said thank you and everything.
Oh, well, who
Well,
knows? Who knows? Okay, well, we'll go to
let's go
Justine.
to Justine.
We'll
Yeah.
see if it comes back. We'll see if it comes back. Awesome. So if you guys, I don't think we have anybody else waiting after Justine. So if you guys want to dive in on this, make sure you guys are putting something in the comments. And by the way, if this was shared and you guys are watching it, make sure that you're commenting on the actual like original post. So sometimes you have to like double click on the video and then comment on like the original post. So just in case you haven't been acknowledged and you've been commenting. All right, so next steps in your biz, Justine. Let's see what we get there, Justine. Okay. I'm feeling the energy already coming in that there's some rearranging going on, some moving around going on. Okay. Just invite in your spirit team, any guides, any angels. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing like two different things, like two categories of things. So I'm not sure at this point if it is either a condensing to focus on two areas, or if it's like you've been focused on one and there's a second that it's splitting off to be. But I do initially just feel like there's like two kind of buckets, two different buckets of service offerings. So Justine as well, if you can let me know what makes sense, just so that I can feel connected with you as we're doing this, that'll be helpful. Okay. There's a lot of this earth energy that's coming in with the cards. A lot of energy coming in around manifestation. And so what that's really signaling to me, I feel like right now for you, Justine, with this business transition, is that it's a very guided transition, that there's times where things are sort of being kind of deconstructed, or they have to fall away because they're just no longer a fit. Oh, there's two businesses. Okay, two businesses. So I want you to know that there's a lot of things kind of being shifted around and moved around right now for everything to still be in alignment with you, as well as with the new energies that are coming in with the divine feminine and with earth. The two cards that I'm pulling for you, thoughtful, creative, it's this Queen of Earth card, making time for those around you, making sure that we're dealing with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. So I feel like one of them has some like delays. Like one of the businesses has things that are not moving as quickly as you would have hoped, and this card is really just coming in to tell you to kind of like be patient and slow your roll a little bit, and that things are being lined up. Things are being lined up is what they're talking about. The other card coming in is talking about creativity. And this what's coming is this kind of starting of the next chapter, the starting of the next phase of things, because it feels like actually there was like a lot of work, and that almost like there might be some, I feel it in my stomach, almost like a little bit of anxiousness attached to it. And it does feel like there's a new phase, that one phase is ending and another phase is getting, oh, and a full-time job, girl. I pulled another card, a second one to go with this. So this one definitely feels, I'll show you right here, this unity card. I'm wondering, like, because the energies feel very different. Is one of them like more service and the other one more product? Because I definitely feel like different types of energies just connecting with the businesses. This Unity card coming in is talking about spirituality, a lot of like-minded friends, a lot of mentors. So I'm feeling like a lot of people being around with this one, or possibly even working in groups, like working with multiple people at once. It feels like the role of teacher is also like a part of this next phase of really like stepping in and really owning that role. It feels like you've been in that role, but it's sort of like you're claiming it. And I'm curious like how all of this is landing for you in terms of next steps. They're talking first about that you're needing to set aside some time to write the chapters of your next path. And I almost get the sense when they're talking about setting aside the time, Justine, of like, I know that you have like your tendency, and there's probably almost so much you can do with your full-time job, but automated courses. Okay, yes, girl, yes. So one's the intuitive biz, and the other is a love business. Interesting. What is a love business? That's so interesting. So what I am seeing in terms of something they're pointing you towards is possibly like at times putting certain things that you would do all the time like on pause so that you can just put the energies into it, because the way that it's talking about creativity in this card here, it really gives me the sense that you need to put a lot of time into some of these, and that some things might have to be paused or cleared away before you can create and kind of bring some of these things into creation. So if we were to think of creation like being a metaphor of having a baby, there's going to be other things that have to slow down so that other things can kind of happen and really be birthed into the world. And so I just really want you to think of as your next step of, if you're saying yes to some other things, what might you need to say no to so that you can actually open up the time, the space, the mental, spiritual capacity to really like bring these other things to life. And so, yeah, that's really what I'm seeing. So possibly considering, Justine, maybe think about taking a week where you don't schedule other kinds of sessions, or you don't do as many lives and things like that, just so that you can put all of your energy into whatever you're working on next and feel like you're basically able to start to get more momentum on it. Because I think that, I mean, you said it yourself, a full-time job and 2 businesses, and there's all this stuff going on with like the courses and all of that. So I just want you to look at what you can say no to so that you can actually make it happen. So I'm going to stop there. All right. Thanks, Justine. Yes. Okay, Jacqueline L. Jacqueline L's next. Okay. So Jacqueline, no, we're looking for Jacqueline's comment. Jacqueline, I think you were next. I'm wondering what you'd like a reading on. I'm looking for the little comment. Solange, I'm pulling you back in. I'm looking for the comment again. I saw it, Jacqueline.
Yeah, she just said general reading would be fine.
Okay. Chantal. It's weird. It keeps hers.
I don't know where they're going.
It's funny, right? Like it disappeared again. I'm like looking for it.
Exactly.
Oh, it's so silly. Okay, we'll just do a reading for Jacqueline. Oh, things are so funny sometimes. Technology, right, you guys? Okay. So if you guys want to go next, I think I want to do a different deck for you, Jacqueline. I'm going to pull this one in. This is for Jacqueline. Oh, good, Justine. You were thinking that? Okay, I'm telling you guys, confirmation. I love that. I love getting readings and getting confirmation for things that I'm like, is that a crazy idea? Like, is that like something I should actually do? And then someone else says it to you, and then you're just like, okay, it's done. It's exactly what I should do. Okay, so Jacqueline L, I'm doing your reading now. So, Jacqueline, I'm not sure why your little comments, at least in StreamYard, are disappearing, but hopefully I'll be able to see them if you comment. So just kind of comment back and let me know. I'll tune into you. Invite in your guides, angels, loved ones, anyone that you want to be present. Okay. So Jacqueline, I feel like the messages that I was getting before I pulled the card were about that there was a major like healing phase that's going on right now. Like that's the words that the spirit team is using, like major healing phase, huge heart expansion. The card that came in was this volcano card, which is like volatility. So that makes me think like that they're almost sort of like trying to kind of like use the most like kind of positive terminology around it. I think it's all good. It's all like happening for the right reason. But I do feel like, I mean, that energy of like volatility of a volcano exploding, it feels like there's an intensity to it. So I just want to name that. I want to name that for you. This kind of feels like what I'm getting, it's sort of like the general energy that's happening around you. I don't necessarily link this to your business, but I'm feeling like it's the general energy that's around you in your space and that it's making you a little bit uncomfortable. So naturally, like as much as the patriarchy likes to tell us to like leave everything at the door in terms of our professional life, like we are not robots, so it does not work like that. So of course, everything around you that's shifting and kind of like volatile, even a bit heavy, has a impact. And because of that, what I'm really feeling for you is like giving giving yourself a lot more like time and space right now, because it feels like it's a little bit harder just with what's going on for you to slip into the usual kind of space and energy that you're in when you step into your business. So yeah, I definitely want to name a little bit of that. Let me see if there's anything that's coming in. They're talking about something related to the head. And so I'm just trying to see if it's like a specific chakra. Okay. So I want to let you know that there's a kind of third eye expansion that's going on for you right now. And so sometimes you might feel a little bit of tingling or different things. It does feel like it's something that you've intentioned, that you've asked for. It feels like it's coming in as confirmation for you to trust what you're receiving. The other thing is I see a animal coming in spirit for you. And so I just want you to go, if I don't know all of the different animal meanings, but like I see the animals come in energetically. And what I want you to go do, Jacqueline, is actually just go look it up and see what it means. And there's going to be another message that's in there for you of something that you're meant to hear. And it's also why the animal's showing up. So there is an elephant medicine that is showing up for you. So I want you to look it up. I want you to let me know as well. Like, honestly, I'd love for you to like just send me a DM and let me know if this makes sense, because I didn't get to hear from you. And literally, you guys, I just like love it so much when like I get DMs, or like sometimes people do it in the comments and they're like, oh my gosh, like this, and this, and like this was spot on because of that. And I get like the whole story, and I just love it because you can never get enough of that. So Thank you, Jacqueline. I hope that helps. I don't know if we have um, anybody else that's waiting. Solange, did we share it to those two groups tonight by chance? Or should we do that still?
I was trying to do it now.
Yeah, if you could share it just so that or if you guys can share as well. Because hopefully we're getting comments. But yeah, I'm just gonna sort of keep talking on my end over here. But we are ready for the next person. So if you guys are wanting to dive in, if you guys are ready to get your reading, if you do some coaching, you do have to join live. So make sure that you let me know. We do have my group, the Prosperous Rebel, which is a free group. And I actually am changing the name. I don't know exactly what I'm changing the name to yet. But it's definitely a lot of shifting energetically that's happening in there. And with all the divine feminine activations, the group is going to be very targeted towards this, what I've been calling just in my own world, like this divine, like feminine, like business revolution, because everything in our world has been so built by men for men, and honestly I feel like most men even feel pretty imbalanced in environments that feel kind of competitive, or like you have to fit yourself into a box. I feel like it's most of the reason why there's people just hating their full-time jobs and feeling like they can't be themselves, or they don't feel connected to a purpose. And I say that from years of being a recruiter as well, and really getting that inside look of the energy that people are feeling right now. But everything in the group is like really going to be a space for people that are stepping into their businesses of service, or they have a business as a healer or a light worker, and they're really trying to find that way that feels authentic for them to step into business. Because so many times I feel from people that business feels like a hamster wheel where you're like busy, 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 and it feels like a struggle and it feels heavy, and it's like it just does not have to be that way. So I really have dedicated this group and this space on Facebook to be a place for you to get resources that are a fit for you, where it's not like this one size fits all thing of like, this is the way to do it, or funnels, or this or that. Like, honestly, it's like, really, how do you connect in with your own style, where you can run a business, have it feel really good for you, and use the gifts that have really been undervalued by the patriarchy, things like your intuition, so that you can really come into a place of like flow and creativity with what you're doing. So join the group. It is an awesome space, and I'm excited for that. Hi, Michelle. Let's do a reading for you. Let me know what you want to do a reading about. If there's anything in particular. I do have you guys as well. If you scroll on my page, there is a thing about using pendulums in your business. So if you go, it was yesterday that I talked about it, and there's a tip sheet, there's a pendulum chart that you guys can grab that actually will help you find the 3 areas of marketing for your business that are most aligned with you energetically, with your goals. Hi, Michelle. Sure, I'll just pull a card and I'll see what we get. Okay. So Michelle, if you can just tune into angels, spirit team, guides, anybody that you want to show up for you. As I tune into you, if you could just set that intention that they show up. Okay. Then I'm going to get tuned into you. There's a lot of strong energy that's coming in right now. Let me just check on something, Michelle, and then I'll start keep showing you the cards. Okay. Okay, Michelle, so I know that this is not what you do today, but what they are really pointing me towards is that your business is going to go through an evolution. That there's times when we're knocking on doors that don't open, and it could feel a little bit frustrating where like, and I'm just sort of giving you sort of generally the feeling. I'm not saying it's this right now, but like there's been a lot of redirection that's been happening, and there's a little bit more like redirection. I feel like almost like it feels like a ping pong ball kind of energy where it's like it's definitely not like it's not linear. It feels chaotic, but I feel like they keep trying to redirect you. The thing is, Michelle, is that you are stepping into more of a healer role, I think, than what you are realizing right now. Like they're actually showing me like you using your spiritual gifts a lot more. And honestly, Michelle, like they're showing me like that you actually are in the future going to be having the ability to channel. And if you find that you have a fascination with things like that, I just want you to know that like they're trying to drop little hints and different things so that you can really line up with that path. Um, because it does feel like a big shift. So there's two cards that I pulled. This Dawn card, which is talking about new beginnings, and so um, it's definitely it's not even like just that there's different things in the business. It's like you're entering into like a much different phase of life. I don't know a lot about it, but in astrology they talk about like Saturn return. And so I feel like it's like kind of something like that as well that involves just like kind of planetary shifts that signal you stepping into this different phase. This Queen of Fire card is coming in, which I'm loving right now because of all of these divine feminine activations. But yeah, it's talking about stretching your wings and fly, to not underestimate yourself, to assert your independence and your creativity. And so there is a wildness that is waking up in you, Michelle, and I just don't want you to be caught off guard. And I honestly don't even know that this was a reading that you would be expecting at this point. It's all very spot on. Okay. Because I remember like when I was getting a reading sometime in 2015, and like I remember her telling me that I was going to be doing something kind of like she did, and I was like, I don't do readings though. I like that sounds really cool, but like I can't do that. But and then it didn't like make sense to me until later. So I just honestly, I know that there's a lot of different things that you've been doing and different businesses that you've been exploring, but where I see you, and I feel like they are very clear about this, is like being in a more kind of traditional healer, light worker role, and channeling really being your gift. There probably has been things with like speaking and writing that have come quite naturally to you, because honestly, you're probably doing it without even realizing it, that you kind of just slip into these spaces and you have a lot of the right things to say. So just know that like more and more, like as people start to show up to you and sort of get your advice and your take, kind of calling you for comfort, like calling you because you always have the right words to say. It's things like this that really happen for you. And this also is a time when I want you to start noticing that like it's time to start like monetizing it, because that is the energy exchange that we have here on Earth. And so you need to make sure that like you are not overdrawing and sort of just only being in the place of like giving and not receiving back for that. But just really sink into your wildness, really sink into making sure that as you find inspiration around channeling, or if there's any specific like female ascended master that keeps getting brought back into your like little signs and synchronicities that pop up. Pay attention, because she's showing up to work with you and really help you step into your gifts. Does that make sense? Like, I saw that you were saying it spot on, but yeah, I feel like you're being nudged. So just know that, like, not to be frustrated, that like, if you're feeling like you're just like, man, I just can't catch a fucking break. Like, I'm just trying all these things. Like, it's really because they are really trying to help you. They're really helping you kind of get really on the path of like your true expression. It's really going to feel good the more and more you open to this. All right. Love to hear more, Michelle. Okay. Queen of Fire. You started doing readings. Okay, good. So this makes sense for you then. Like, this makes sense for you in terms of what I'm saying, that of where you're headed with this. That's how it all starts, girl. It starts out with readings for your friends, and then you're on Facebook Live and you're doing this. So hi, Solange. Who's next?
Hi. So Cheyenne is next. Cheyenne. She
Diane.
wants to get a reading on a job decision. I think I can't see the comment on StreamYard. So I
Okay.
don't know if you're
See it.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Okay. Thank you, Solange. Okay, cool. Cheyenne, a reading about a job decision. I would love to hear if there's anything specific that you want me to look into. I can just kind of pull some cards and see what I'm getting. About a job decision, what I would expect to come in is something that are things for you to be aware of in making the choice. That's what I would expect, and what usually comes in just from questions like that. So Cheyenne Lane. So I'm going to tune into you, Cheyenne. If you can just intention that guides, any angels, any ascended masters that you like to work with show up for you in this reading. I'm going to do the same on my end, okay? Okay. The first thing they started talking to me about, Cheyenne, is that you need more grounding. So what does it feel like when we are ungrounded? When we're ungrounded, we tend to feel anxious a lot more. We also tend to feel almost like our energy can feel a bit floaty. Like if you're doing like a lot of meditation or different types of things, sometimes we just really need to like get into our bodies a little bit more so that all of our energies can be in a state of balance. So they do want you to ground. They're saying specifically also to drink more water right now for your grounding. So I want you to check this card out, this balance card. So it's interesting that it's coming in specifically for a job decision. So this is saying that you have a need for more balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, and wait for the perfect timing. So I feel like you're in a spot right now, Cheyenne, where you're just not happy. You're just like, this shit sucks. I don't want to be here anymore. It feels like I don't even want to attach it to that you're saying that about a certain job, but that there's an aspect that is just not working for you. And the reason that I'm saying that is that I feel like you're kind of pushing yourself to make a decision. You're working 2 jobs and a great opportunity came up at once. I'm working 2 jobs and a great opportunity came up at once. Okay. Yeah. So really the energy that I'm feeling is that that there's a sense of feeling pushed to kind of make a decision or to get on into something new, to get out of whatever situation that you're in. And I just want to caution you with that, because I feel like I want you to look at all the aspects before you make a decision. That's really what I want to pull through for you, because there's times where we trade one thing that we really value for another, and while it's like, oh, this is really great, it's going to put me in a better position here, there's times where it's less aligned here. So instead of feeling like you've moved up and that you feel like, yes, my life is still aligned, that it might move up in one area and down in another. So that's really what I'm wanting to point you towards, like that I don't want you to operate from a place of scarcity, of thinking like this is the only one that's going to come along, that I need to take this one, that that should not be the thing that drives this decision. And I'm like wanting to highlight that for you. That I really want you to look at this just from like your foundational values that are being honored or not honored or being stepped on. And I want you to really look at both of the different opportunities from that place of, hey, like, and when I say values, it's like a life fully lived, right? Like, are all of the things that are important to me to feel like I'm in a life of just like full expression being honored. So we typically think of like timing and stuff like that for balance, but it could be other things that are important to you, like freedom of your time, the way that you get to dress or wear your hair. I don't know what it is for you, but I really want you to look at like the foundational building blocks of this, because everything that they're pointing towards is talking about waiting for perfect timing, and to make sure that you are doing it at a time that it's going to best suit you. Because I want you to just point you to the imagery of like the cups, that like sometimes things could appear to be better, but it's like it's kind of the same in a different package at times. And so really stay in a place of abundance with this, of not settling, of not just choosing it because it's a little bit better than what you have now. Because everything that they're really wanting to point you towards is that there might be something else coming, that there might be something bigger coming, or an opportunity or a thing that you really want to do that's actually even more aligned. The job I got the offer from, I tried to put a 2-week notice into this morning because I was done and over it, and then they hit me with the promotion. Yeah, and honestly, I want you to see, Cheyenne, that everything that I'm getting is that the universe and your spirit team is showing up and telling you like, hey girl, like wait, like slow your roll a little bit, right? Because you're just like, I want to get out of here. And at times we don't make the best decisions from that energy. And that like this promotion coming, it doesn't mean that you have to stay there forever. But my sense is that there's something else coming. And you telling me that like a factor change that is kind of getting you to rethink it, like it sounds like you're getting those same signs as well. So I just want you to pay attention to that. I want you to pay attention to that. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Cheyenne. So I think Irene is next. Hi, Irene. So Irene, I'm starting to put energy and intention to build a business. What do I need to do? What's next for me? I'm a coach also. I don't know if that's important. Okay. Let's see what we're getting. See what we're getting. Okay. Irene. Okay. Okay. Let's see what's here. So Irene, I'm going to tune into you, and if you could really just set the intention for your guides, for your angels to step in and to be with us in this reading. I'm just stretching my back a little bit. Like I want to put like a little, I need some more lumbar support, you guys. I need like something here. Let's see how that is. Okay. Yeah, that feels better. Feels better. A little stretch. A little stretch. Okay. Okay. Irene. All right, Irene, let's tune into you. Okay. So Irene, based on the cards here, I'm really feeling like you are being pulled, maybe even it feels like pushed from spirit in a more like spiritual and magical direction. Would that make sense for you? I mean, let me just show you these cards all together that are coming in, because I feel like it's just like all over the cards. I mean, we've got the magician, we've got the fairies, we've got this like unity card with all of these like spiritual symbols that are coming in. I feel like it's probably been a very present part of you, but I don't get the sense that it's been a part of like your brand, or that it's been like a thing that you've like, I don't know. Tell me if that makes sense. Like if it has been, then you must be going way deeper with it. But it's just interesting how much like magical spiritual energy is coming in as soon as we tune into your business. So start kind of letting me know, just kind of short little confirmations. Like it helps me to know if it's like making sense to you. So I want you to know that like you do work with the earth magic. Like there's a lot of different types of magic, and it's never been a focus on your work. Okay. Okay. So with all of the energy that's here, it does feel like they're using the word that it's going to take more of like the center stage in these next they're saying it's like in a number of months. So it doesn't feel like it's years from now. It feels like it's months from now. So it feels like it's something that I think that you've felt a bit of it, like felt little things kind of tug at you, but I just want you to be very aware of it. The earth magic is meaning that you are very connected with nature. There's some people that might be more connected to like the planets and the stars and the astrology, but you are very much connected to nature. And so I do want you to start thinking about that. A lot of people that work with the earth magic oftentimes are very drawn to any kind of plants or plant medicine, or things that might be like flower essences, essential oils, like crystals. Those are sort of the categories that I just want you thinking about um, in terms of what types of things I can see you getting into. And I do want to name that like witchcraft is very much like earth magic. And I feel like there's so much around that term and that word that really feels misunderstood. But I just wouldn't be surprised, Irene, if like a lot of this stuff like starts to become more and more a part of your path, as well as how you weave it into working with clients. I do feel like they're using the words guiding light, guiding light. I feel like you tend to be, I mean, a lot of coaches work with purpose. I feel like a lot of people like are coming to you for that right now. Would that make sense? I feel like people that are kind of not sure what's next for them on their path, they come to you as a person that has the foresight to tell them. I think that the other piece that I want you to bring in is this magician card. It's talking about you are ready, you have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and that life is magical. So that is really what I see. You were asking about, I'm building the energy and I'm starting to put the energy and the intention to build a business. What do I need to know? What's next for me? So I really want you to, I feel like what a lot of coaches do, what a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs do, is they start out as like very like vanilla and they try to like appeal to everybody. And it's girl, I don't feel like that's your path. With everything that's coming in right now, with all of these divine feminine activations, like all of the healers are being asked to like places, please, places, because there are a lot of people in the coming months that are going to be going to healers. And while the healers have not necessarily been a part of the majority of people's lives. We're coming into this next phase with this rise of like the Aquarian energy and the divine feminine, where healing is a very central focus for people in later this year, a lot in the beginning of next year as well. So I just want you to know that like that push, while it feels like while some people, like while I might have ramped up to it over a few years, like it does feel very quick for you. It feels like there's also a lot of spiritual help from your spirit team in lining things up and connecting you with the right clients, like the sooner that you step into really what you came here to do. So you were saying guiding light. You're like, guiding light, I love that. Less about purpose, more about finding space for themselves in their life. First me and then you. Yeah, I will say that if you are building a business right now, Irene, like I am obsessed with helping people connect with how to build a business from the feminine perspective, using our feminine gifts, things like flow, creativity, manifesting, intuition. And I feel like so many people are into that in some parts of their life, but like it's hard for them to connect and actually believe in it and really trust in it for their business. And so I would love for you, if you're not already in my group, Prosperous Rebel, which will have a new name in the coming week or so, to hang out in there, because that is like where the healers and light workers building businesses hang out and support each other. So I would love to have you in there. But really that's my big thing that I want to highlight as your takeaway, Irene, is that the spiritual aspects are going to be something that you're going to lead with. So don't make up or listen to that inner critic try to tell you that like, oh, well, you know, these people might be turned off by it, or there's going to be like fewer clients that can work with me, like because I might like, you know, not appeal to everybody. But that is not what you are here to do. You're in there. Okay, good. You're in there. So yes, I see you leading with your spirituality and with your earth magic. So I hope that that helps. Do you have any other questions? I don't know if we have anyone else in queue right now. Do you have any other questions? And if there's anyone else that, oh, we're 7:05. Yeah, do you have any other questions, Irene? And then we're going to wrap up for the night. But Irene, let me know if there's anything else. Okay. So I'm here on Tuesdays. I hope to see you guys back next Tuesday. And what else? Yeah, the Prosperous Rebel. You guys can find me. There's a lot of resources there in the unit section, a lot of different divination tools or things that I drop in there for content, just so that everybody has the things that they need to build their business and really access all the parts of their intuition. But yeah, I think that's it. If you guys, if there's anybody that wants the link from the pendulum video that I talked about, just drop chart in the comments and I could send that to you. It's basically how to use a pendulum in business and all the cliff notes from that video, as well as a chart that has different styles of marketing on it so that you can use your pendulum and tune into the types of marketing that are most aligned for you in your business right now. And then the other thing I was saying is I have a group of women that are building businesses specifically to the first milestone of 5K per month. So if you want to work with powerful fucking women who are building businesses, who also are the type of women who want to help each other, share their gifts, pull each other up, let me know. Just drop divine feminine. We'll drop divine feminine in the comments and I'll give you some things. I'm light on clients. Took focus off, turning back on. Where should I start? Okay. Let me answer that for you, Irene. I'm gonna check on something that just to see if there's anything energetically that we should look at in terms of the clients. And so I'm gonna use the pendulum quickly just to see what else. Have you worked with Upwork at all, Irene? Because Upwork is one of the places where I have gotten a lot of clients. I have like a special, like, I don't know, they have like new badges. And I'm in the top 3% of their freelancers though on the site. And I have done 6 figures in sales of clients just through that site. So I am a big advocate of people having multiple sources of clients, and especially right now in terms of people working virtually, not being like out as many like fairs or networking events. That is definitely a big place that I think it has such diversity. And I feel like for anybody building coaching businesses, there's things that you can leverage, or even like contract kind of coaching roles that you can link up with and like build your, like, I call it your like base or core client. So if you have like a chunk of like, a couple thousand coming in, it becomes a lot easier to build like the one-off clients or groups or different things. So I think that's really good. Let me see in terms of clients if there's anything that we should be aware of. I'm just using this pendulum chart. Okay. There are some energies to clear, Irene, related to clients. There's a specific pendulum chart I'll show you guys on my iPad that I was using just to kind of see what I was picking up on in terms of if there's anything to shift around. So there are some energies. Okay. The chakra that I'm actually wanting you to work with and focus in on is a chakra that's not talked about as often, but it's the chakra that would be like the place of divine love. I don't know if there's a technical name for it, but it would be like between the heart and the throat, the center for divine love or spiritual love. It is a kind of like a bright pink, kind of like this pink that I have on my screen right now. But I really want you. I'm going to just send some Reiki to you right now, just so that we can start to activate that a little bit. But it is we're not even going to like get logical with it. So I'm just going to have you take a moment, focus inward. I feel like it activates pretty quick for you, but I do want you to look into that. I think that there's probably going to be like things on YouTube or meditations, but that is the energy that I want you to focus in on. It feels, it would make sense if it's connected to spiritual love, divine love, that it's probably connected to the divine feminine as well. So that activation is a really big part of the energy that carries you through with your business. And it feels like everything else is not standing out. It feels very clear. Like a lot of times, like I'll feel people in like the solar plexus area. That's not one that's like popping in for you right now in terms of like your belief in yourself to do it. But I feel like the divine and the spiritual love part is going to be a lot about kind of like the trust of your path, as well as your trust to really kind of hold true to who you are as you speak to your clients, because sometimes we have this tendency to get in front of a potential client and to kind of calibrate down. It's almost like subconscious. We were trained to do this, right? Like when you're in a job interview and you want to tell them the things that we think are going to land with them. And I feel like for you, there's going to be a lot of clients that you're going to be surprised that they would be into a lot of the things that you are actually very skilled and gifted at. And so a lot of this is about really trusting in the magic of who you are. And I love always telling people and reminding people, and I haven't said it today, but it's about leading with your magic and not making it a side dish. Yeah, not like, yeah, I'm a coach and I have this training and I'm like super fucking magical and gifted and amazing. But it's like, that is what you lead with. And so, yes, I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope to see you guys this week or in the group. Let me know how I can help, or if you guys have questions. I am here for you. I don't want you to feel like you're like out there on an island, like building a business by yourself. That is why I have the group, because I want all of us really coming together right now, helping each other, doing anything that we can to really pull each other up, and really making sure that if somebody has skills in the group that you don't have, like that is like actually really my vision for the group, is sort of making it this like women, like wild women, like healers and light workers that like have different gifts and talents that like help each other within their business, so that we don't feel like we're just like on this like solo journey, even if we're at home. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye.